All right, what's going on, world? It's Sunday, April 18th. And we're here. It's the bucket list, baby. Remember, when it's you against the sports book, the bucket list has your back. We in this bitch. We about to get it popping with our slate of games. We coming off the glass right away, man, with our slate of games for today. The early game, we got another matchup between Julius Randle and Zion. This was a featured matchup earlier in the week, so we're getting it part two right away. We got the New York Knicks hosting the New Orleans Pelicans. Jay Reeves, what is Vegas saying about this game?
Currently, right now, Vegas has it at a pick 'em. So they have New York sitting at -1. That's basically a pick 'em. You just need to go straight money line when it comes down to that. With that being said, I know the dogs like to get to barking on Sunday. Shout out to my man DMX. Rest in peace. I'm gonna go with New Orleans here, man. They just lose too many games. They've lost too many games as of late. They have to get a win here. I'm going with New Orleans on the money line.
Yeah, I mean, and with that, you said it's a pick 'em, so I'm gonna have to lay me a little wager real soon, on the money line. But I'm gonna go against you on this one, and mainly just because out of spite. Like fucking, New Orleans has let me down on a ton of games lately. Their season's been on the line. I thought they'd step up to play. I thought they'd show us what they have, and they're just coming up short. They're losing games to the Wizards. They're losing games to a ton of other teams that they should beat. I think New York Knicks is clearly a team that they should beat, with how they're battle tested in the West, and I don't think they'll beat them. I'm gonna go ahead and go New York Knicks on this first game. Silly C, what do the numbers say?
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Knicks. I mean, they're playing at home. Right now, I really don't trust the Pelicans. They've been up and down and up and down, and I just don't really see Ingram and you know um, Zion playing together like they should be. So right now, I actually have the Knicks covering the spread.
Yeah, Zion fouled out for the first time in his career in a late overtime loss to the Wizards the other day. It was a pretty interesting game with a last shot for BI, like three quarters court, and he couldn't get it done. But the Pelicans haven't been getting it done lately. But let's go ahead and keep it pushing, man. There's some teams that might be able to get it done today. We got Indiana going against Atlanta. Jay Reeves, what is Vegas saying on this one?
Vegas is saying Atlanta -3. I caught this game earlier today. I don't know, man. It kind of just caught my eye, and I had to jump on it. Like I said, man, it's a dog day. So I went with Indiana on the money line, just straight up.
Yeah. All right, another money line bet. Yeah, and I believe when I looked at it a few minutes ago, I wrote down Indiana +2. So it's gotten a little closer since then. I think it's going to continue to trend in that direction. So I'm going to grab Indiana now while they're +2, and I'm going to take them in ATL against the Hawks. Cody, what are the numbers telling you on that game?
Yeah, I have a little different. I have +5, which I think is quite interesting. I don't know where our
Check my
numbers are
line.
different, but
I
I'm
still
gonna
have
have to.
Indiana +2, Atlanta -2, but I know we use different resources. So
Yeah. So in this case, I still have to think that Atlanta covers the spread. I don't really, for some reason, see Indiana going in there. Atlanta's been playing good, so I dropped mine on Atlanta.
all right, and Jay Reeves, just to refresh
Big
my
bucks
memory,
on
you went
whammies.
with Atlanta. You went with the underdog, right? Because they're -2.
Excuse me?
You had went with the underdog in Atlanta, because they're -2, correct?
No, I went with Indiana.
All right, I did as well. Cody's gonna be the contrarian and go with Atlanta. We'll go ahead and keep it pushing to our next game on the slate, which is the Portland Trailblazers visiting the Charlotte Hornets. Jay Reeves, what is Vegas saying on that one?
They got Portland currently sitting at -4. Um, Damian Lillard sitting out in this game.
Hmm.
He's out. He's a little banged up. The whole backcourt for Charlotte is banged up. With that being said, I feel like it's going to be a big game for the boys, CJ McCollum, and I'm going to take Portland -4.
Portland -4. All right. I do see CJ stepping up to the plate against a struggling Charlotte team. Man, they had a stronghold on the fourth seed. They're starting to relent that away a little bit. The Celtics are coming back, and a ton of other teams are right on their heels. So they might fall out. Like they might fuck around and stumble all the way out the playoffs with the type of roll they're on lately. So I'm gonna agree with you and take Portland with minus Damian Lillard to go in this game against Charlotte and win it, even against the spread. Silly C, what are you saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. Right now, this is a pace-up spot for both of the teams. They're averaging a little over 100 points per 100 possessions. But when it comes to defensive efficiency, right now, Charlotte's giving up about 110 points per 100 possessions.
Yeah.
With that being said, and with Dame Lillard coming in there and them having 114 points per 100 possessions, I clearly see that Portland covers this spread.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. And this next game is not the most interesting, and I'm not even going to try to make it interesting. It's two teams that have given up on the 2021 season. We're going to do Orlando Magic against the Houston Rockets. Jay Reeves, what is Vegas saying on this one?
This is another game set at a pick 'em. I don't really know. This is like one of the tougher games to cap on today. With that being said, I think I'm just going to roll with the whole home team and go with Orlando to win this game outright.
All right, man. So we got Houston versus Orlando. Silly C, what are the numbers saying on that?
Right now, I have Houston sitting at -1. This is going to be a close game. It's going to go to the end, but with Houston's pace and Orlando's down pace and allowing about 111 points per possession per 100 possessions, I have to think Houston covers the spread here. I'd pick Houston.
Yeah, I'm gonna go have ahead and have to agree with the numbers guy. I'm gonna just stick with the more talented team at this point. Like I do think both the teams are as garbage, but whichever one is less garbage, as garbage, I'm gonna go ahead and choose them, and that's Houston with Christian Wood, John Wall, a couple players that could play. Kevin Porter also, man, he been going ham lately in fantasy. So if you see him in any of your DFS lineups, I mean, definitely think about him. We'll go ahead and keep it pushing into the next game on the slate. This one, let's go ahead and do a little bit of a deep dive because there's some huge fantasy implications on this game. We got Toronto hosting OKC. It's a long trip from them boys from the Panhandle State. You know what I'm saying? Going up to Toronto. Silly C. What do you think about these fantasy numbers on this game? And then we'll dive into what Vegas has to say, Jay Reeves.
I like this game. It really has blowout potential. I see
Does
this
is
one
it time
getting
for a
out.
screen share? Is it time for a screen
Yeah,
share?
I think it might be. You know what I'm saying? It might be.
Let's go.
Let's see what you're
This
talking about.
is, but this game again has some blowout potential. So you want to be very cautious when you're actually making a decision for today. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sharing the right screen.
All right. That
Let's
is
share
the
this.
game we're talking about, though. Shows the spread and the money line and whatnot.
All righty, here we go. So right now I have Toronto sitting at -12.
Yeah.
It's very hefty. So it's definitely got blowout potential. I don't see this game staying close. There's a lot of fantasy implications when it comes to this game.
Mm-hmm. Let's go
Now,
over a few of them.
bear with me one moment.
All right.
So today we have Fred Van Fleet, who's
Mm-hmm.
Van
actually
Vliet.
35 fantasy points. Then we have Boucher, Siakam, and Lowry, all the top, some of the top ranked for their position. Plus, they're playing a team where it's going to get out of hand quick. In
So
that
Fred
case,
is Fred in today?
yeah. Well, I think he's questionable. So if Fred plays, he's definitely somebody you should keep your eye on. If he doesn't, though, you definitely want to lean towards maybe Fat Knee or Siakam because they definitely are gonna get a uptick in usage. So I definitely look that way.
Yeah, and I mean, me looking at it, I could see like something wild, like three double doubles just off Toronto alone. Like, could definitely see Boucher Pascal Siakam as well as Kyle Lowry all going for double doubles today. So it could be interesting, like just to see that type of production out of those type of players. They're not projected for a ton of minutes today, and that's probably regarding the fact that it could be a one-sided game. But I know Thunder, they throw out some quality people as well, as far as Baisley, Madeline, who hasn't hit for me lately. Dort, who has actually been one of my day late and dollar short lately.
Moses Brown.
Yeah, I mean they got some good people, man, over there. Eh, eh, Cody, what's gonna help us choose the right Thunder player today?
Really, that's I would probably stay away from anybody in OKC. I do think that Darius Baisley would probably be my key target there because he's actually been having an uptick. Dort, Dort's interesting, but he's up and down. He did have a really big game about a couple games ago, so Dort and Baisley would be my only considerations, if any, of OKC.
Can I put y'all up on game on the sleeper? Put
Yeah,
y'all up on game right quick. I really like Moses Brown to get a double double.
I
yeah,
like that.
yeah. That
He
could be
averages, but
definitely.
he averages a double double. So like, I like get Moses Brown into your lineup, man.
Definitely. Let's go ahead and keep it pushing. Cody, you go back to the full screen, sir. We'll go ahead and keep it pushing on that slate of games. I think that's going to be a really interesting game, especially fantasy wise. Let's talk about some of the Vegas implications. Jay Reese, he had it at minus 12 and a half. I'm showing a different number over here. Jay Reese, are we consistent on our number?
I believe you have the same number I do. It's minus 11 and a half.
I actually have it even better than that. I have it at 10. Like let's see, 10 and a half. I
Damn.
got plus 10 and a half for OKC and mine is 10 and a half for Toronto.
So the money's kind of pouring in a little bit. I really liked OKC here. Like I said, it's a dog day. Just be mindful of that. I really
Hmm.
like OKC here at plus 11 and a half. Cody had it at plus 12. When you're getting down to 10, starts getting a little tricky, man. So
Yeah.
if we're going based off of 10, I'm gonna have to take Toronto Raptors minus 10.
Yeah. I don't know, man. This pace of game is tricky and everything for me. I could see it being a very fairly efficient, slow game. With that 10 points, I'm gonna take Toronto as well. Cody, you see any reason to defer with us on your pick?
No, this actually is one of the more uptick pace games today. So, with that being said, I still think Toronto easily covers the spread.
Yeah, you thinking the uptick in that pace of play favors Toronto, so I definitely see that happening. I was just thinking with Fat Knee Laurie and a young team, I could see them taking, way late into the shot clock to make their decision on what they're going to do. So it's going to be an interesting game, and we'll hopefully pan out for the way we looked at it. Let's go ahead and keep it pushing. The Sacramento Kings we got visiting the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas Mavericks been hot lately, even if it's been Lucky Luca. Who do you guys got in that one?
I got it sitting at minus 8.5. I want to hear what Cody has to say.
This game's tricky. This is definitely a pace down spot for Sacramento. Right now, Dallas are allowing 99.5 points per 100 possessions. I think in this game, Sacramento really doesn't have a chance. I feel I have it right now at Dallas -8. I think that's a little hefty, but I think Dallas should still be able to cover the spread at home. I'm picking Dallas.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go with Dallas too, -8. Jay Reese.
I'm gonna hit you with a shocker. I
Uh-huh.
think I think Dallas wins the game, but Sacramento covers the spread. Sacramento minus 8.
All right. Yeah, well, that was an interesting slate of games. We also have the Brooklyn and Miami game that we're going to dive into a bit later with Jay Reese's put in my pocket bet of the day. So you're going to want to stick around to hear that. But we can go ahead and make
We got one